Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Heart to Heart with Hads. Today's episode is going to be about how to stay healthy throughout the season changes, because I think a lot of people kind of just have this thought that you automatically get sick, like, oh, it's sickness and flu season. And while it is, and I've surprisingly been a lot more sick this past year than any other time, which is crazy to me. While that is somewhat true, there is some things you can do to help not get sick as much. So I kind of have just like a list in my head, which I didn't write in my phone like I usually do, of things that I think can help make your fall healthier. Healthy hot girl fall. Maybe that's what I'll name the episode. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to name the episode. So I kind of sometimes just go off so whenever I upload my podcast, it will do like an AI summary. And so sometimes I'll just tweak what it says for the episode topic. Sometimes I come up with it on my own, but sometimes it'll give something catchy, which is cool. But we'll just see what it comes up with. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week when you're listening to this. But I kind of wanted to recap my last weekend because I went to Austin for Post Malone, and I've never been to Austin before, and I've always wanted to go there. So it was so fun and exciting to do so. So my best friend Lincoln and I, we drove Friday morning. We're kind of late goers, so we planned to leave. I think it was 7, and we probably leave to closer to 8, which is fine. We're just running on our time. We had no worries. We didn't even have any plans when we got there. We were just kind of going with the flow. Well, the drive itself is about 7 hours and 38 minutes. I think is what it was. And so we're just shooting for 8 hours. So say we left at 8. That would be getting us there close to 4, but we didn't get there till close to 6:30 because there was so much traffic for one. And then we were literally, this is so crazy, we were literally on the outskirts of Dallas, and not Dallas, what am I thinking? The outskirts of Austin, and we get there, or we're so close, and all of a sudden all these police cars just start swarming the highway. They had us at a dead stop, and we were what the heck's going on? Is this something that happens all the time? We were kind of just freaking out. And so Lakin gets on Reddit, I think, or just searches on Google do cops stop in Austin and block off the whole highway? Is this normal? And one of the things that popped up was Trump's in town. And so I was freaking confused. I was about to roll down the window and ask the person next to us, because we were just backed all the way up. We were already so, I don't even know, just anxious to get there. And let me back up a little bit. We did stop at 4 different gas stations on the way. We had to get gas a couple times, but we stopped at Buc-ee's and bought some beef jerky, and we got these cookie dough bites, and they were so good. But we didn't really eat that much that day because you're in the car, you don't need a bunch of food. Plus I want a little mini cut, and we're just mindful. We're health queens. We're not gonna just starve, or we're not just gonna stuff our face. But we were oh, let's try these cookie dough bites, and they were so fire. But we were starving, so we were so hungry. Anyways. So let me just go back to where we were. So then people were yeah, Trump's here. So we were waiting, because I guess Trump was going by because there was a rally in Austin or something. So that was crazy, honestly. But then we finally got there. By the time we got to our Airbnb, it was 6:30, 6:45. And then we got ready, and we were going to go eat. It was 7:45 by the time we were ready, because we wanted to shower and just clean off from being in the car all day and everything. And so this is another funny story. So we were typing in a place to go, so we pulled it up, then we get down there, and it's okay, we have to pay to park. And it was $30 to park, and we were oh hell no. And I was I don't even care at this point. I'm hungry, let's just go. And so we started walking. Little did we know, this is the bar. This is where the college kid, like these is like the strip of bars that all of the college kids and maybe, I don't know, adults, they go party on this street. And so I was like, what the heck, like we're just like all, this is just like all bars, and it wasn't that late at night, so these places weren't like popping yet. And there was like no restaurants. We're like, we're not eating in a bar. And so then we finally just pulled up this other place. It was downtown Austin, so it was like 15 minutes away. Couldn't find parking for that. Then we go up in this garage. It's like this parking garage, like super tight and close. And I think by the time we sat down to eat dinner, it was like 8:30. We didn't even get our meal till like 9:15 or something. And it was mid, like it wasn't even a good like meal, so we were just like, oh, whatever, we're hungry, we don't really care at this point. Then after that, we just went back to the Airbnb, went to sleep, woke up, we went to freaking Lift ATX the next morning. We got some energy drinks. We trained fasted, which is kind of like what we've both been used to recently, so it's nothing really new for us. And then we went and ate brunch at this, I don't remember what it was called, but it was so good. One thing about me is like I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff. Like my stomach is always so much bigger than I think, or not. No, I don't know. My eyes are always bigger than my stomach. So, but I ordered like bacon. The bacon was so good. It was like just one big piece of bacon. And it was so thick, but it tasted so freaking good. And I think I got some sourdough toast, which was so mid. I was expecting it to be like really good, like fresh. And then I got a couple eggs and potatoes and fruit. And then I think we were gonna just more like, I don't know why I was nauseous after that. And then we went shopping at the Domain, which is like outdoor shopping, but it was just too much for me. Like I couldn't deal. So we found a mall, and then we went there, and then we kind of just chilled and got ready and went to the Post Malone concert, and it was so fun. And then, oh my gosh, the rideshare thing is just, it was a whole mess. So the concert probably got over close to like 10:45, 11, and so we were both like looking up Ubers on our phone, because we Ubered because we just thought it would be a safer option than us driving. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail there, but we weren't drinking, but we were doing something else. So, sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there, but we were fine. Like we should have just drove, and so it was annoying. We got there, we were starving when we got there too. So we both just got chicken tenders and French fries, and yeah, I guess you could say like that was that for like meal wise. And then what else? I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to think what the heck else happened. I just literally lost my train of thought for a second. So go me, Hadley. Oh, and so the rideshare thing, it was crazy. We waited for an Uber to like 12:45 a.m. So we were not able to get back to sleep until about 1 a.m. Then we woke up at like 6, and we're like, all right, let's head on the road. And we left at about 7. So overall, it was a really fun trip. It was kind of just too short, but we had so much fun. That's really all that matters. So I don't know. It was great overall. So yeah, so fun. Something's going on with my camera here. I don't really quite know what's going on, but anyways. So that was that. I had so much fun in Austin, came back, and yeah, I've just been grinding away this week. I just wanted to say that my mental health, because of that, has been a lot better. I just think that sometimes I get so in the groove of just like going, and working, that I don't ever really give myself time to kind of just like disassociate. So that was really good for my mental well-being, and it was just a really fun city, plus just going somewhere new with your best friend, just like road tripping. Also super fun. So that was a recap, but other than that, let's dive right into today's episode. So talking about how to stay healthy during the fall. So, or like during weather changes and like colder months are coming. My biggest piece of advice is to still continue to go outside and get as much sunshine as you can. I think because when it does get colder, a lot of us are like, oh, we're just stay inside and stay warm where it's comfortable. Well, we're overstimulated by like all this artificial light and things going on, like our phones, our computers. And if you don't know, we still need to be getting outside. And like for me, these past couple of days, it's been so windy and like the weather has just been like odd, very warm and hot kind of feeling. But today, I think today we hit the cold front, which I was glad about, and now the sun just feels so much better. It is cooler outside, but just put on your damn coat, your hoodie and your coat. The coat that I have zips like all the way up to my nose, and so I'll put my hood on and I will have it like covering my nose, and I just wrap my hands up like I don't know, you know how like when you have just like your hands in fists, and so I'll do that, and then I'll just walk. And I was so warm today. I was actually really warm while I was walking, and I had on my coat and it felt nice. It was this morning probably around like 9:30. I think it was like 50 degrees, and I was doing just fine, so it felt really good, honestly. But yeah, still continue to get outside. So our vitamin D levels naturally decline whenever the cooler weather gets here. So still, even when it's not summer, I supplement on vitamin D. I take vitamin D3, vitamin K2. You need to mix both of them together. You need to have both. You can't have, D3 doesn't absorb without K2. So you need them both. And for someone that's already deficient, I like to do like the Mega from Now brand. It's like Mega D3 K2, and that works really well. You could do that. I have just been doing it 3 times a week, so I'll just take that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it gets me fairly enough because I'm already get a lot of sunshine. I go outside quite a bit. In the mornings, I'm outside for at least 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'll get occasional walks in throughout the day outside. So I encourage you to get outside. Doesn't matter if it's still cold, y'all. You still got to get out there. It's going to help you feel so much better. I know you're like, oh, it sucks, but really just get off your damn phone and get outside and get some sun. Get some sunshine in your eyeballs. It's going to help so much, the vitamin D. Number 2 is just because it is getting colder doesn't mean you get to shit on what you're eating. And I think this is a misconception, especially kind of in the bodybuilding world, where people are like, oh, like building season, like bulking season, and it's like, I'm just gonna like eat so much food, and it's like, you still have to eat the good food. Even if it's more, still make it really high quality, and try your best to kind of like follow the seasonal foods. So like right now, like sweet potato, pumpkin, butternut squash, things like that, apples, those are all really in season right now. Very high in antioxidants, nutrients, so definitely get those in. One thing about me though is I'm going to keep these in all year round, not just this time of the year, but if you're like following the seasons, I think those are some good ones as well. Same with like spinach, dark leafy greens, getting those in too, really beneficial for your overall immune health. Another thing too that can help with immune health, just taking on a daily, I think B vitamins are really good. Vitamin C, just have to be careful with it because it can have kind of a laxative effect, but just start your dose at like 1,000 milligrams and maybe work your way up. I also take elderberry, zinc, echinacea, especially during the colder months, just because I want to just protect myself, and I think it helps a lot. So those are some vitamins that you can definitely get and just keep taking throughout, and even if like you end up getting sick, still keep taking those. Okay, another thing too, last week I was feeling a little bit under the weather, so I got some oil of oregano and I took that for a couple of days, and I felt so much better. Like this week feels so much better. It's kind of just like a natural, I don't know if it's like an antimicrobial, it may be, but I know they use it to treat like small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. It kind of has like an antibiotic effect, and so you can take it, and it's literally a game changer for like any seasonal flu, cold, allergies if you don't really like antibiotics. And a lot of times you don't really need it unless it's like a really severe pressing issue, so you won't catch me taking antibiotics. I'll let you know. So those are my suggestions on vitamins and food as well. Just keeping those in can definitely be very beneficial. And then what else? I know I had a lot going on in my head. Ooh, yes, this. So like we're being inside a lot, so we're probably a little bit more overstimulated than we would be in the warmer months because we're spending some more time outside. And so really making a mindful, conscious decision to not be on your phone as much and replace a lot of your scrolling with reading. I'm actually a book freak when it starts to get cold out, because it's like you can't do a lot outside, and so reading just helps me calm down, and it's something that's like non-stimulating, and it's just going to get you into that rest digest state. So I love to just like curl up on the couch and read a book, and I think it's really helpful. Another thing too, which I've mentioned in so many of my other episodes, is blue light glasses. So blue light or red light glasses, getting those on when the sun starts to go down, and it's going to start going down earlier, so like 5 p.m., and trying to reduce your exposure at night. If you can, dim your lights, make your lights warm tone. That definitely plays a big role in just like keeping yourself healthy, because all of these things, are in turn your immune health too. But keeping your gut healthy is also going to directly affect your immune health as well. So making sure you're detoxifying properly, going poop every single day, and I'm going to die on this hill, like if you're not shitting every day, you have an issue and you need to get it figured out. And if you say you've tried everything, you haven't, and you may need to hire me as a coach. So sorry, not sorry, but it's true. Anywho, those foods that I said will definitely help if you incorporate all of them into your diet. If you need help, like I said, I'm your girl. Anyways, said books. I know there was something else that I was thinking of. Immune health. Gut health goes along with that. So bone broth, apple cider vinegar, aloe vera juice every single morning. Drink those. It helps repair your gut lining. So get it in there. Glutamine as well. All these things are going to help keep your gut barrier very strong. Zinc, carnosine as well. Those are like 5 staples that you need every single day. So another thing too, cut out the alcohol, cut out the eating out processed foods. If you want to keep yourself healthy, focus on really nutrient stuff. Cook at home. Like, that's so fun. That's such a fun winter, fall activity, is baking or cooking. Or like, I did sourdough a couple times, and I love that. It's such a process. It's kind of like a hobby in itself, but just cooking home cooked meals instead of going out. Like, find new fun things to make. I think that's kind of what I'm excited about, because right now I kind of am in a little bit of a mini cut like phase right now, where I'm kind of just like shedding body fat, but I know I'm about to reverse out of this and go into more of like a lean build phase. So I'm going to have a little bit more leniency with my nutrition and my macros, which is lovely. So I'll be able to incorporate more like home cooked, like different types of meals, which is exciting to me. But what else? I know there's more that I have up in my head of things that we can do to help with our immune health. I think that's the basis of it. This is a big one that I cannot skip over, is making sure that you're sweating. And I don't care what it is. If you're not someone that exercises, shame on you, because you need to be. But you need to sweat every day. Like, this is, besides pooping, sweating every day is going to help you eliminate toxins, get toxins out of your body, sweating out the BS. And so what I like to do or recommend, if you don't sweat through exercise, which it's kind of hard for me to break a sweat sometimes, I'm not going to lie, but I'm working on it. So just like getting your heart rate up, whatever it may be, whatever type of task. It could be cardio, it could be even sitting in an Epsom salt bath sweating. Like, that's a form of sweating and a form of detoxifying. Do that. You need to be sweating more often. I think this is something that is really underrated, is sweating. People think that, if they just exercise, like they're doing enough. Like, no, you need to physically be sweating and sweating out the toxins. So sauna, infrared sauna, just like regular sauna, Epsom salt baths, hot tub, whatever you can do to get sweating, I recommend you doing it. And if you have a hard time sweating, L-carnitine can help a lot, just getting that blood flow, getting to sweat, and also being hydrated. So water and salt is going to help tremendously as well before exercise. So definitely incorporate those. You need to be sweating every single day. It's going to help a lot keep you not as sick during the colder months. We gotta be sweating, y'all. Every single day we need to be sweating. Okay? Okay. I think those are like the big pillars that I really wanted to touch on. I know they're pretty basic and I've probably talked about a lot of them before. But also too, just being nice to yourself, making sure that you have things that are keeping your mind at ease, especially during the cooler months, because I know it's a little bit more depressive. Like I said, the sun is not out as much. It's not as, strong, I guess you could say. And so you need to find ways to keep your mental well-being. If that means going to therapy, go to therapy. Whatever you need to do to make sure that your mental health stays in a good spot, do that. It's okay to talk to somebody and rely or lean on somebody for that additional support. I know for me, especially during like holidays, I get really down just because, things aren't the same as they used to be. And I know that, like, I'm growing up and I'm starting to realize it. But I think though the seasons where you're like missing out on loved ones, it can be really hard. So just kind of keeping that in mind too as the seasons change as well, is like, don't be afraid to, make sure that your voice is being heard and that you're able to kind of let some things go mentally. But I think that's all I've got on it. I just kind of wanted to, as I was thinking, I just wanted to touch on like where I'm at within my own health and fitness journey, because obviously my platform is very health and fitness related. But yeah, I've just been kind of like doing a little bit of a fat loss phase since probably the end of July, which has been a while. And I think I've lost about 10 pounds. So from then to now, which has been a process, but hopefully going to be wrapping it up within the next 2 weeks so that we can go into a good build phase. Because I haven't really got to be able to train at full max capacity intensity just because we've been trying to get my hormones and my gut health and all of those things regulated. So I think since they're finally starting to come around, things are starting to look up and get better, that I can finally go into that. So yeah, that's all I've got for today, but hope you guys enjoyed this episode on just some things you can do to keep yourself healthy throughout the change of seasons. And I appreciate you tuning in. Share it with someone if you think they could benefit. I cannot talk today. Benefit from it. And yeah, please leave a review, share on socials, whatever it may be. I'm trying to help grow this and so more people can hear it. And yeah, I'd really appreciate all the support. And if you ever need anything, if you need coaching, you need whatever, I'm your girl. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little episode. And I will see you on the next one. Happy November 1st, because when you're listening, if it's Friday, November 1st, 2 months left in the year. Let's go fucking kill it. See you guys.